Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is JD or Nux here. Um, as you can see, I'm in my dining room right now. It's kind of cold outside. Don't really feel like going out there for a while. I mean, it's not that cold, but a little bit chilly to do a video, especially in my undershirt and everything. Um, yeah, as you can see, there's a slight change in the video title. Up there or whatever. And or down there, whatever YouTube works. I keep forgetting. Um. Yeah, there might be something else which I'll explain later on in the video. I just don't know how long this is going to be. Hope this is going to be less for an hour because I got something to watch, and of course I'm eating some dinner, some really good dinner. And it's 7 o'clock right now. Just deciding to get this video out of the way since it's time. Not to mention, I'm in the mood for it. Yeah, I guess I'll basically just start off by saying how my week was, which is not bad. No panic attacks or anything. It was pretty chill. Some things that I've came across that are concerning, but not gravely concerning, not life-threatening or anything like that. So that's why I'm in pretty much of a okay mood. Knowing that pretty much my future can have a positive outlook, and I'm actually starting to do some things to change everything, especially with all this. Like for one thing, it's like my food intolerance has really started to, I guess you can say, relaxed, more relaxed. Usually I would experience like tachycardia when I would eat food, like if I was to lay down or anything like that. Like it happened like a couple of weeks ago. It happened once last week. This week not as much. Like after Monday of last week, it was pretty much more calmed down and more slowed down. Like I haven't really been paying attention to my heart rate as much as I did, which is a really good thing because you really shouldn't, like I said before, it's not really too mentally healthy to be paying attention to your heart rate. So I've done a lot of changes, a lot of mental changes throughout my week, and basically, I think I'm getting a little bit better. Let's see, Friday, I'm like, I don't even remember exactly. I mean, last Thursday, which I already said in the video, I was walking around my outlet mall for a while, and that felt really good. And that was pretty much the start of everything. I haven't got out too much, but I really was doing a little bit more exercises in my home, and I'm starting to lose the fear of doing, losing the fear of moving around too much because I thought that if I was to move around before a little bit too much, so something would happen. But um, basically, after learning what my body can do this weekend and other things that what if this, what if that's, what if that, kind of was thrown out the window. So a lot of things have changed. Like let's see, I mean earlier today, I was basically walking around my house for about a good 10-15 minutes, just to loosen up my legs, just to get the blood flowing, and just to do a little bit of aerobic exercises every now and then. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I did today, and it was pretty good. I'm gonna do that every day now. Just get out of the house. Um, I may not even walk about like around my neighborhood or anything like that. I could do that. I will do that sooner or later. But right now, I'm more comfortable with just walking around my house for a while. And I did that about 10 times and did it for like a couple of minutes. Really felt good, and I just exercised the heart, keeping pumping and everything. So that really felt good, and like got me motivated to do more. Um, so that was earlier today. As far as anything majorly concerning about this week, nothing. There's really nothing that I have really concerns about. Symptoms are reducing. I get the symptoms every now and then. I mean, the only main symptom that I have right now is just basically I guess you can say the noticeability of my heart pumping when I like would get up from like laying down, and I would just get up and I could just feel my heart pumping, not fast or anything, but just hear it pumping. and or feel it pumping too, and that always concerned me because it would happen not often. It didn't happen a lot last week. It didn't. It kind of reduced this week too. So that's some good news there. But I would still feel it. Um, I would experience cold fingers. You can see my fingertips are not that cold as of now, probably because of the little exercise I did today. So the circulation around my fingertips are getting better. I'll feel it in my fingertips, my toes, sometimes my legs. Right now they're kind of calming down and it's pretty much warm, so that's a good thing. Um, so that's like the only thing I really feel as of now. Is just cold fingertips every now and then, especially just by waking up. I'll feel it. I would feel it more during the day than I would at night because I guess when I'm calmer at night, you know, but just when the body is calmer at night, it just works the way it's supposed to work. Um, Other than that, no, I still get like a little bit of blurriness whenever I do strenuous activity, but everyone gets that. It's not too bad. I can still see where I'm going. It's not like I'm in balance when I stand or anything like that. I never experienced myself like, oh, well, I'm about to fall over or anything like that. So that's that. I mean, any other symptoms? Like, I'll feel like a muscle twitch there. Maybe some, every now and then I feel like a common chest discomfort every now and then, but like, I'm kind of used to that I don't even consider as a symptom anymore. Other than that, I'm guessing I still probably had the same symptoms as before, like in March and everything like that, before those dates, and I'm guessing because of my overall knowledge of knowing what's going on, knowing that whatever happens is not going to harm me or kill me, I became less um, I became less aware of it, less aware of my symptoms because I just pretty much ignore it, and I guess you can say that's the reason why it's decreasing. So I'm recovering in a way, like I'm losing a lot of stress. I'm not as stressed out as I was before. Um, yeah, like I'm definitely losing the stress, which is a really good thing. Um, the fatigueness in my body, that's another thing. I mean, I have the power to get out of my bed whenever I need to. I have the power to, walk around my house like I did today. I have the power to, go out, do what I need to do. Um, but I still feel like around this area, so I'm gonna explain it right now. Like through my temple, like right here, is where I always feel like the constant headaches. This is where I first felt my headache back in September. So it's like right here, and it would go down right towards my face on this side. Then it would go towards my neck, and then it would go towards this area of my chest, and it would go down to my stomach, like right here. I'm going to assume that's the vagus nerve, but I can't confirm that because I'm not a doctor of any kind. But that's really where I feel a lot of discomfort, and I'm not sure if that's where their general area of fatigueness comes from. But I still feel that there's like this part of my body is definitely like not as strong as this side, and obviously that is the case because I'm a righty, so I do better with my right hand with a lot of things, and I'm not really a lefty, so I guess you can say that's common sense. But the way I feel on this part of my body, it's definitely different from before any of this happened. So um, there's still like a lot. There's still, I guess, some general fatigue in that area. So and I guess you can say this leads up to why the video title is named the way it is. Um, I've learned about POTS, which is basically postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And from what I've known about it, from what I've learned, it's a hidden disorder or illness or whatever you say it is. And a lot of people have it, and a lot of people who do have it get mistaken as general anxiety disorder. Like let's say like, especially with what I'm going through, like I'm a hypochondriac. Well, that's decreasing too. Like if you're experiencing like a lot of anxiety symptoms and you still feel fatigue about what's going on with your body, your doctor will do all the tests it's needed to see if you're going through, perfect health with anything, especially if you go, excuse me, especially if you go to a cardiologist. And, a doctor after doctor after doctor, if you're being told that you're pretty much healthy and all the tests were normal, you know, it's frustrating. And that's why they usually, diagnose it as general anxiety disorder and put you on these antidepressant medications. And with POTS, it's actually a hidden illness that most doctors miss. That, it's not technically a serious disorder. It needs awareness spread out. It definitely needs to be spread out because it's a very debilitating illness that could make you immobile. Um, it's rare. Not a lot of people have heard about this. Certainly have never heard about this. Um, I am not self-diagnosed. I'm not self-diagnosing myself because that is one thing that I am against, especially when it comes to you know, anxiety or anything like that. You don't want to self-diagnose yourself because it can pretty much add to more trouble. And I've learned that the hard way. So I don't self-diagnose myself anyway. But the possibility of me having POTS, it's up there. And the reason why I'm saying it could be up there is because one way to diagnose POTS is that if you're laying down for about, 2 minutes or more and your heart rate is in a resting, let's say your heart rate's around 65 or anything like that, 70s or whatever, and you get up and you not just sit up, you get up, like you lay down and you have to stand up immediately. And they say that if your heart rate jumps more than 30 beats per minute, you possibly have, without your blood pressure going down, you possibly have the disorder. And there's this app that I have on my iPhone right now, which I'm using to record. It's called Heart Rate Monitor, I believe. It's in the App Store. You can get it for free, or if you have enough money, you can buy it, which will unlock more features. And basically, you just measure your heart rate by sticking your index finger and you put it on the camera lens on the back, and that measures your heart rate, which I didn't know you can do, which is pretty good, which is why I have not been worried about my heart rate as much as I used to. But I did this test on my own. Now, I understand that my thinking and my anxiety could cause my heart rate to elevate. So that's why I'm not self-diagnosing myself just because of the test that I did. I still need a doctor to do this. But nonetheless, I did this test on my own Saturday, and my heart rate was around 70 beats per minute after waking up. Like, well, after an hour waking up, and I was in bed. And once I got out of the bed, just testing out the heart rate, my heart rate actually shot up to around 105. It didn't go past 110, but I was like around 105. And this is just by standing up, upright. And it shot up. And, that basically tells me my body is generally fatigued, even though I don't really feel fatigued. Like, I can still do with the things like I want to do. Maybe a push up every now and then might be a little bit harder for me. But other than that, I still feel like I can pretty much do things the way I want to. I still have the power to get out of my bed on my own will. And like I said, I walked around my house 10 times a day. So, but other than that, just by that test, I did it again and it shot up to like around 100 again. Um, Even though it's normal for your heart rate to be around 100 while standing and walking around that area is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's still considered to be normal. But that's my only indication that I may have the POTS is just because that my heart rate was around 70 when I was sitting up. When I was laying down, then when I got up, my heart rate jumped all the way up to 100. So that's my only evidence that I have. of me possibly having the POTS. I've also taken my blood pressure while standing up with the wrist cuff that I have, and my blood pressure was around 117 over 75. So, it's normal. It's very normal. It was a little bit higher normal, but it's still normal. It's still a really, really good blood pressure. And I noticed that that's when I get the palpitations, just the overall feeling of the heart rate working harder to pump the blood. So that's what I've been feeling. So, like I said, that's my only indication that I may have the POTS, which I'm not sure if I do or not. I would basically have to, which I am going to. I'm going to my new doctor because I think I discussed the Medicaid problem that I have every now and then on the other videos. I'm going to see my new doctor in June, in which it's really no rush because, I spoke to my aunt about it this past Saturday, and she told me specifically that even if I do have it, it's not a medical emergency. It's something that can be cleared up within a couple of years, depending on just how serious it could be. Um, and she said that even if I don't have or do have it, it's not something that I need to go to an emergency room or anything like that. And I've done a lot of research about this, and like I said, I'm not self-diagnosing myself. I'm not going to say I have this because, like I said before in the other videos, I thought I was having heart failure and everything like that, and that's obviously not the case. I thought, yeah, because if I had heart failure or anything like that, I think I would have been done by now, and it's been over 3 months since I've been having this problem. I mean, that's what I'm assuming. So, um, like I said, I talked to my aunt about it, who's a nurse, and she told me it's not a very serious thing. Um, I'm going to see my new doctor next month, so I'm not rushing to go see him. I don't think it's really much of a need. Um, and I'm going to see, I have a follow-up appointment to see my cardiologist. Not my cardiologist, I'm sorry. I have a follow-up appointment to see my neurologist in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks actually. It's the week after next Tuesday. So, he may know a thing or two about it because that's pretty much POTS is pretty much a disorder within the autonomic nervous system. So he may know a little bit something about that, even though I did pass his test to see if I have any nerve damage or anything like that. So, I mean, it's a good thing to hear that I'm having all these tests pass normal and doctors saying that I'm pretty much a healthy guy, which that surprises me sometimes. I mean, I don't feel healthy, I mean, I don't feel like I'm 100% healthy, but apparently I'm at least around that age to being very healthy. So other than that, um, what was I gonna say? So I may have the POTS, I may have something. I talked to my friend earlier today. She basically is majoring in a NYU, I believe. I'm not sure if it's NYU or some school, but she's majoring in that kind of field, and she knows a thing or two about autonomic diseases and disorders and everything like that. And I told her about that, and she just told me that compared to how other people have it, and the way I was talking to her and the way I'm talking to you guys, it kind of feels like I have nothing. Like it feels like that I am 100% healthy, and on the inside I'm not suffering from anything. That's what it looks like. And she basically told me on and on that compared to how I'm handling everything that's been happening, I'm much more calmer or much more mellow than I am with other people. So it's a good thing to hear that I'm calm, which is really going to help me within the future. Um, but she knows a little thing or two about it. She didn't diagnose me. She didn't say I had it. She doesn't diagnose me, which is a good thing again. But she told me that compared to what I have, just by doing a little bit of aerobic exercises a couple of times per week, and you'll start to see some changes within like the next couple of months or to a year or so, or a couple of years. It really depends on how serious you have this disorder, if I even do have it, which I don't know. So one more thing, I'm going to take a quick bite of my dinner so it doesn't get too cold, and I'm kind of hungry. All right. Sorry about that. But yeah, just by what she told me, and just by talking to my nurse, I don't have any. I don't. The chances of me having a very, I can't even say it correctly. Uh, Basically, emergency. Very, if anything emergent was to happen to me, the likely of that happening is like nearly slim to none for what I've heard. So that is a good thing to hear. Um, so just by knowing that, it kind of gave me more motivation to do a little bit of exercise every now and then. Gave me more motivation to get out of the house. Just enjoy life. Have a positive mindset that I'm going to be okay. Um, and not to mention, I'm catching this early. Like the thing with POTS, if I do have it again, if I'm gonna say again, if I do have it, you people can recover from it. Um, there is no cure for it as of now. There is no medicational cure for it, which sucks. If there was, I'll be like, let me get that in a heartbeat, so I can be back to my normal self. If I was to have it. Um, but again, it's not. It's a rare disorder that a lot of doctors don't know about, and that's pretty much one of the reasons why there's no cure of it, medicational cure. And not to mention that there are people who do recover from it, which is a really good thing. And I've seen videos online with people who do have it, and compared to how they have and compared to what I have, it makes me think that I really don't have it. It makes me think that it's just general fatigue because of the anxiety that it's causing. Because, like I said, the only evidence that I have for having is just my heart rate jumping up to 30 beats per minute, and on some occasions, that's my only evidence. And along with symptoms and every now and then, but like I said, I'm improving with the symptoms. But some people, they can just get up and they have their heart rate, they have whatever machinery they have to take their heart rate, and their heart rate basically exceeds over 120 beats per minute, and it gradually increases too. Some people, their heart rate goes up to 160, and this is just from them getting up. They're not doing anything else, and it stays up in that area for a while, and I'm just like, whoa. And I've seen this girl who has POTS, who actually has it, has been diagnosed of it. She did a video in her bed, and the way she says she's going to therapy and everything like that, and the way the you can obviously tell that she is not okay with her physical condition, and she's always constantly short of breath. She's always like needing to take a breath after she talks. She's always like, it's almost like she's running while she's laying down. She's doing a marathon, and she's always catching her breath. And that's something I'm nowhere near because I've never had to experience shortness of breath like that. So, and there's other patients who I've basically seen who are basically immobile or debilitated because of POTS, because they can stand up and they pass out automatically. They really can't do anything, but they're told like everything. They're told that like they're fine, and you know that's obviously not the case. And I've seen their cases, and I know POTS affects people differently. So I could have a mild case of it. I'm not sure, and hopefully that'll basically tell me that I can basically get on my feet and start doing things what I used to do back in the day. So, I mean, like I said, the only evidence I have is the heart rate thing, and obviously don't know if I have anything else. So, it's like I said, I want to say there's like a 50-50 chance I may have it, I may not. But the reason why I'm talking about it now is because I want to spread awareness about it. I do think that this is something that needs to be spread because it is they really call this the invisible disorder, the invisible disease. Because on the outside, you can look like just as healthy as the person next to you who could be an athlete. you could be just as, you can just look just as healthy as the next person who is very healthy, but you don't actually feel healthy. And people will tell you like, oh, you look healthy, and the doctor said you are healthy. You are healthy. It's all in your head. And that's the thing with POTS. People don't know exactly how the person feels. And, you know, it's a really stressful, debilitating disorder that some people actually can't recover. Again, it really depends on their situation. With my situation, like I said, I'm not going to self-diagnose myself. I don't know exactly what my situation is. I'm just hoping, crossing my fingers, you know, the more exercise I do, the more movement I do. I'm not going hard, I'm not going ham in the gym or anything like that. I'm just starting off slow, just doing a little bit of aerobic exercises, getting my legs a workout, just walking around every now and then, just to get the blood flowing properly, and hopefully within, months, I'll start to feel better. And, like I said, I am actually feeling a little bit better than I was before. And that's mostly due to the mind of me not paying attention to a lot of things that I should not be paying attention to. So knowing that, you know, I'm looking forward to hear you guys' feedback, to see what you guys think. Also, I've been taking the magnesium pills. Like I told you, I've been taking the 250 milligram magnesium. This week, I started taking the 400 milligram magnesium pill. And I don't want to say I feel a lot of changes as of now, but my body has definitely gotten used to it now. So I do feel more energetic in a way, but like, I'm still in the same state where I still feel like, the fatigueness in this area, especially my left arm and everything like that on this left side of my head. Like, it's definitely not, not 100%. I'm not 100%, but I still feel, you know, more energized in a bit, in a way, slowly feeling energized. So the magnesium is helping out. Uh, I, I may look into getting more supplements, to get. I'm definitely not going to overdose on supplements, but I'm basically would rather take them than prescription drugs. I'm doing my best to stay away from prescription drugs. Not because I need it, because technically I don't need it, but there are natural ways. There are natural ways um, other than taking medication that you could use to cure yourself, and stuff like that, So it's one of the reasons why I don't really, like, don't really look forward to going to doctors as much. I mean, I do in a way because of my hypochondria. Because my thinking is, like I said before, if I'm next to a doctor, if I'm near a specialist of some sort, and I had to do some sort of activity, I wouldn't worry because I'm near a specialist who knows what to do if any emergency was to occur within my body. So that's one of the reasons why I feel more positive about myself. But yeah, with any news like that, that's pretty much it. That's all for this video. I mean, another thing is too, I'm actually by myself. Like I said before, my uncle has been here since January because of his personal issues. But this past weekend, my cousin came up from Maryland. He took him. That was his father. He took him, and he's now in Maryland. So I basically been home by myself for about a couple of days now. My father comes home, but still, I've been home by myself. And if this was February, oof, I probably wouldn't make it because with all the thoughts that was going through my head, I literally thought that something bad was going to happen. So, um, knowing that and knowing that, considering that, I guess my fear of being home alone or being not near anyone has disappeared because I feel so calm with being home, and I'm starting to go back to my older routine of being home alone and stuff like that, or just being more comfortable with it. So that's happening. I feel more calm, and I notice when I talk about stuff, whenever I talk about the cold fingertips, they're not cold right now, and I'm guessing it's because I'm talking about stuff that's going on with my body and I guess that maybe it is just anxiety related. Maybe when I talk about stuff like this and I'm not in a cold environment, I don't really feel the usual symptoms that I usually would feel. So, and past 30 minutes, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm slowly recovering. If you guys think I have POTS or anything like that, or you know someone who has POTS, or there could be a possibility, just put it in the chat below, and we'll discuss it. Oh, one more thing before I leave. Curtis, I forgot your username because I'm bad with usernames. I know Curtis, who's basically been talking to me lately on Skype. He comments on my videos. So he'll probably comment once this is uploaded. And me and him have been talking a lot about our hypochondria and our anxiety disorders. And he and I have so much in common. And that really helped put a lot of stress off of my body because hearing somebody who's going through the same exact thing as you is really, really enlightening. And it really makes me feel better. So yeah, that's Curtis. He'll probably post in his videos. I'm giving you a shout out because like, we're kind of cool. We talk a lot. Hopefully we can talk again tonight. But at the same time, like I'm open to talk to anyone who has hypochondria or who has anxiety or who has experienced similar symptoms that I have been going through. I would want to talk to you because again, it makes me feel good to know that there's other people out there who basically feels almost exactly the way I feel. So post it, comment in the video, say if you want to talk, we can talk. I would gladly talk to you. But other than that, that's it for this week's video. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next week. So later.